What's up, Annellis? Oh man, thank you. I always appreciate you. And right now, I'm just getting this chat opened up, ready to go here. Damn it, guys. Without further ado, we'll go ahead and get this show started here. What's up, Fam Bam? What's up, guys? Hopefully, you guys are having a great start to the weekend. I especially appreciate you guys like Gas Out and, of course, Nellis and everyone that is in here into this wonderful chat. Of course, the first half is usually about the members only. Of course, we are also live here on Twitch, YouTube, and also on TikTok as of now. Now, of course, if there's a problem with the stream, please let me know, as the full out on public will be open at like 10:30. Right now, we've been testing out the 9950 X3D2, which has been quite interesting. Still messing with it to see what kind of different settings that I can get, see how stable it is. Pretty soon I'm going to start testing out the CCDs and everything. I do have OBS hooked up to it. Right now I do have a locked setting on there currently. Probably not the ideal setting. This is just to check how well it's improved when it comes to its IPC and its scheduling. And pretty soon, process lasso, I'm going to end up using to see how well that ends up turning out. So for everyone out there that is currently concerned about pricing, obviously it hasn't been the greatest. It just seems like things are constantly and consistently going up. Now, I don't know if you guys know, but especially, what's up, Charitard? Great to see you over there. One of the more crazy things I have to say is the fact that when it comes to the, let me see. Yes. So what I wanted to say is when it comes over to the Lenovo Legion Go 1, the Z1, many of you are probably familiar with the Z1. It was their original device that they had when it came to Lenovo. It was the first one, obviously did really well, 8.8-inch display. When it first released, it was around $699, not that far from its rival, which was Asus's ROG Ally at the time. Of course, they both featured the Z1 Extreme, and they were competitive. And they both released nearly 3 years ago. I would say June of 2023 it was. And now, for the first time ever, you're actually seeing a influx, a increase in pricing when it comes to these handheld devices. Usually, this does not happen. It actually jumped from $700 to $1,000, and you can imagine just how much more that it went up when it came to Lenovo's Legion Go Z2, as that's pushing closer to the 2,000 range, and if you really truly max it out, it's around $2,700. So the pricing has been quite insane in that sense. Hasn't been the greatest for most out there. So let me see. Also with the PC build, I'll soon pretty much hook it up onto that other PC so you guys can take a look at it. Right now I have it locked at 4.3 gigahertz for a reason. Because of course, as I mentioned a bit earlier, I'm testing stability. I'm testing how well this processor handles. Right now I actually have SMT off because I want to see if it performs better. So Charitard says the new MSI Claw looks really good. Absolutely, it does. I'm really curious to see the performance of it. I think it's going to definitely be uh, one of those surprise factors, especially coming from MSI. Of course, right now, many people favor the AMD side, which is the Z2 Extreme. Also, they do have the other variants, such as like the 385, which is the Halo Strix, which is obviously going to be a much more expensive on-the-go handheld. But I'm glad that they are opening up the options where Intel is going to be a bit more competitive, and I've heard that the improvements, especially on MSI's new device and on all these new Intel handhelds, are going to improve phenomenally. It's going to be actually competitive, which is great. This is exactly what we need when it comes to the handheld space. Now, if anybody has any questions, of course, you guys, hey V, what's going on? Great to see you. Hopefully you're doing well. But as I was mentioning to everyone, if you have any questions at all, you can feel free to post. Let me know. Let me know if you have questions when it comes to PC builds or any specifics of really ask me anything. If you have issues with your PC, let me know. Of course, this is not going to be the current ideal situation for everybody that is as we're slowly creeping into the summer already. I am excited for Havy's build. Havy's build looks solid. If Havy doesn't mind, I'll definitely bring it up to the chat, show everyone how well this PC build how fine, how particular he became when he came out to picking out his parts. But when that comes together, it's going to be a beast. Without further ado, I can bring you in. I'm just doing some cyberpunk testing here. I think it was the ETA price hike combination of price hike and pike. All right, so let me get you guys put together here. So I'm gonna switch over here to the PC. Let me make sure I got OBS running here. So I'm just gonna turn my back for a second. So let me try to get this chat put together here as well. Make sure we got, okay, perfect. Awesome. Let me just try to reconnect some of these chats because some of them are, okay. I think that is working. Hopefully that works. There we go. That's what we want. Okay. So let's get OBS up. Okay. So right now I'm just getting OBS up, guys. I'm trying to get that connected. I think it was the ETA Prime that posted a video on Panther Lake device that ran Red Dead 2 at 60 frames over. Oh, wow. That's impressive. Same APU should be insider to the new Claw. I think so too. MSI has been working with Intel for some quite time, especially that they've been with Intel for ever since the original MSI Claw. Now, the first one wasn't as impressive. I definitely thought that Intel could improve on the product, and I'm excited to really see the capabilities of Panther Lake inside of MSI Claw. I think it's going to be quite the changeover. I think it's going to be a great option for Intel to go through. So I'm gonna switch over here, guys. So what you learn? So what did I learn? So far, it seems like it's been pretty stable on the good side. It seems like it's actually a very solid processor from what I've seen so far. Of course, I'm still like really early in the testing. I want to make sure I hit every point before I can really announce anything clear about this processor. But so far, it seems like it's been pretty decent. It's nothing to the fact. Okay, there we go. Let me make sure I got that connected to you guys. As there we go. Okay, so that's up, and all I gotta do is get this window up. Oh wait, there we go. I got one on top of the other. Okay, so right now I just gotta get a game window up practically, and let me see. There we go. So right now I'm just adjusting these settings. Now, if anyone is curious, this is based on the 9950 X3D2. Now I don't have frame generation on. So if you guys do want to see frame generation on, let me know. I can certainly turn it on, and we can see how where it goes from there. Now, of course, if you guys would like the hardware monitor, I don't think you guys can see Cap X, unfortunately. Let me see if I can. No, you can't. Okay, so what I'll do is let me see if I could create another window for it. I guess not. What I'll do is I'll put hardware monitor on one. We're going to set it up here onto the top. There you go, guys. So you guys, if it's too small, let me know. I'll try on working on getting a different overlay. Maybe it was because right now I can't get Cap X on there. But this is going to be a decent idea of how it looks, so I'm going to pretty much reset the test. Right now, this is with SMT off, so if you guys are curious about it. What's up, Wasabi? So I have a i9-13900K and a 5070. Is the 9950 X3D2 worth an upgrade? So, to tell you, anybody that is trying to get this processor specifically for gaming, I don't really suggest it just for the gaming side of things. Sure, it can be great when it comes to the whole instructions. It's decent with that, and also with the scheduling, it's also awesome. But somebody also brought up a good point too, that when I'm speaking with someone, is that the fact it's not just the processor itself that has the issues when it comes to the scheduling, but it's also Windows itself. So it makes me a bit curious once Windows ends up switching over, and once they go to this whole K2 where it's more gaming friendly, if that's going to be improvement. But overall, to answer your answer, Sean, if you're wanting to change over to the 9950 X3D2 from your 13900K, I wouldn't say it's really worth it in that sense unless you're trying to take advantage of some sort of production use. Meaning if you're into 3D animation, because it pulled great numbers in Blender, very good numbers. It pulls great. What's up, Wasabi? Great to see you. Oh, is it? I apologize, guys. Let me see. Let me drop that down real quick. Hopefully that's better. I didn't realize that I had it on blast there. But yeah, as I was mentioning, if you didn't hear me, the 13900K is a very capable processor. It's great. You're gaming in 1440p. I really feel like if you go with the 9950 X3D2, you're not going to see that much of a difference. If anything, what I would do is I would upgrade your GPU, because the GPU itself is the 5070 is still less than, think about this, still less than the 9950 X3D2. If you choose to upgrade to, say, like the 5080, you'll see quite a difference over the 5070, because you're going to have the VRAM increase. But if you don't want to spend as much as a 5080, just get a 5070 Ti, and that extra VRAM can certainly help you out. Now, it's not going to be that much of a big increase, because you're based off of what's called GB205. That's the technology that they use inside of for NVIDIA's GPU. So it's not going to change there, but you'll see a slight adjustment if you go over to the RTX 5080. So the 9070 XT, Rock, Steel Legend, or any other company, or 5070 gigabyte. So you're choosing between the two. So if you're choosing between the two, it all depends on what are you trying to pull here? Are you trying to pull 1080p gaming, or is it more of 1440p? Are you trying to play into 4K? Something? Just give me indications of what you would like to do. I agree, Sean. In fact, what's really interesting, a very interesting aspect of everything here. Oh, I just realized something. I apologize, Twitch. Oh my gosh. I apologize to my wonderful Twitch viewers. I forgot to hit that Twitch button there. Um, so, uh, so what I was saying is that yes, your CPU will be absolutely great for the next couple of years. The only problem is not really a problem, but we're hoping at least that Intel is supposed to release more devices. They're supposed to release not devices, more processors. That's the rumor. So if that's true, if that holds true, that's going to be a great advantage for anybody that is on a LGA 1700 board. Now, when it comes to LGA 1851, fortunately, that's the one that's less favored, but I certainly hope that they do surprise drop a 290K. Just imagine how much of a beast that would be, because the 270K plus was quite an amazing beast. They even compared to the 285K, just how great that processor was. So if GTA 6 are games built off of this chip, then it's truly a monster. Um, yeah, you could design more. The what about the 9070? 9070 XT would be a good choice for you. As you're thinking of switching over from a 5070 to a 9070 XT, you wouldn't be disappointed. I think it's a great price to performance GPU. I think you'd be very happy with it. I mean, take a look at these numbers. We're getting this is what they RX 9070 XT and the 9950 X3D2. Now, again, the cores are locked right now. I locked them at 4.3 gigahertz, and this is mainly because I want to see how stable this processor is. It can pull even higher numbers, but I have to get into the BIOS and kind of swap it back to its default profile, switch over to have Expo on, and run some numbers off of that way. But right now, was just in the middle of some IPC testing and scheduling testing to get a good indication of how much it improved over its predecessor. But of course, that's going to take some time. I hope I can get it posted by tomorrow. If not, I'll post a different video. But I want to give you guys a nice detailed video on the 9950 X3D2. So let me see, Sean. I'm pretty happy with my 5070. I don't have any problem. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. 5070 still. As long as if you're happy with it, that's all that matters. 2K, 4K gaming, editing, streaming, and work with the Ryzen 5 9600X. So if you're more of an editor, 9600X is still a great processor to use and take advantage of. But if you're trying to go 4K, what type of GPU, once again, that you have in there? So the LGA 1700 was 13. Yes, yes, Waffle, that's correct. Oh, what's up, Waffle Skater? Great to see you as always. So for the board, when it comes to LGA 1700, it can be anything from the Z690 to the Z790. Those are the two boards, and they also have the refresh boards, which is the Z790 Max. Those are all boards that you can use with that processor. So you like using FrameJet. Okay. So Intel good one, the 9950 X3D2, same one the next week that they're great. If I get a low GPU, it would only be the TI models. Okay, so let's go ahead. We're going to run a test. We're going to run a quick bench just so you guys can get a good indication of what it's like. So right now, I'm just going to run another test. You guys can see, see how it's like. And this is without frame generation. I have the ray tracing settings on high, not on max, because of course we want playability. Of course, it's not going. Hey, Amir, what's up? Great to see you, our wonderful VIP member here. But this is how it's looking so far. It's honestly not bad. It's pretty smooth. This is with SMT off. So this is if you don't pretty much turn off the hyper threading. So right now it's just using the physical cores on the CPU. So it's running pretty decent. Again, this is on a 9070 XT, guys. So I guess NVIDIA won't be producing. They may, or they may not. We'll see. They probably will because I mean they're like practically like a monopoly when it comes to the GPU space. So they could charge whatever they want, just like they did with the 5090, and people will buy it. So why not take advantage of it? So Waffle Skater says, okay, they came in and heard my motherboard being talked about at the end of your statement. No, my luck, there was probably some problems. Oh no. Yeah, definitely. No problems. It's just I was speaking on behalf of it because he was thinking of upgrading to the 9950 XTD too. And Waffle Skater can certainly tell you what he feels. So again, we're pulling about 78.28. I have noticed very little micro stutters when it comes to this. So again, I'll test it on a regular profile for you guys if you're interested in seeing how that is looking. If you, of course, have any questions about PC hardware or PC builds, you can certainly feel free to ask. But it seems like it's been solid. I wish I could take you guys to the BIOS with me on ASRock. One thing I did notice, this is interesting, specifically if anybody here has a 9950 X3D2, or what's up, Southstar? Great to see you. So if anybody here has a 9950 X3D2, and you choose to lock your cores, just to let you know. Now, this could be specifically because it's on ASRock's board. Again, it's on a B850 board, so it has limited VRMs on it compared to a larger board like a X870E. But anyway, when you are locking the cores, ASRock is very particular. If you try to set your own voltages when it comes to fixing your cores, it will not allow your PC to boot. Even though you'll get a clear code that it's booting, you'll even get a green light, it just will refuse to boot, maybe as a safety mechanism. But I noticed that as soon as I removed the voltages, it was able to boot fine. So you can fix your cores, but it will set its own voltages. It won't allow you to pretty much go past that. And I think we all know why. I think ASRock is being precautious just in case if the CPU ends up burning out. That's, I think, the biggest concern. As you know, with ASRock, they're well infamous for that. So an LS FrameGen has advantages on old motherboards. It reduces data bandwidth, which helps you if you stick a 50 series card into the PCI Express or PCI Express that's worth 3. So I'm in favor of either FrameGen or CPU bottleneck PC. Absolutely. If you are gaming, that is definitely the most important factor. You want to be able to take advantage. You want to be able to take advantage. I'm just laughing here because I see Waffle Skater. You want to see that CPU bottleneck. You want the GPU to honestly have the highest amount. Most of the time, you want it at the highest amount of bottleneck here. You want it to be at 100%. Now I feel like I'm going dyslexic here. But FrameGen has I just read that. Hey, I'm not against the X3D2. This is what Waffle Skater says. I'm not buying it, but then that's because I got the 9800 X3D, but that price is gross. Have you found it? It's been interesting. I gotta say, it's been interesting. I definitely have to test it a whole lot more. I'm checking to see if the instructions improved because that was the biggest issue. That and the scheduler, like when it comes to that. I don't think. Yeah, yeah, because you said I was just laughing because of how you said it. You said I'm not against the X3D2. I have dual monitors and do video editing work at times, so I'm not sure to. So if you do video editing work, it would honestly be a bit more preferable if you ended up getting the 9950 X3D2. I'm not two. I'm sorry, the X3D, like the standard one, even. The reason why is because the more cores you have, the better it is for you. Now, when it comes to gaming, the 9800 X3D is perfect. It's a perfect processor if you're just strictly going to game on 4K. So I have the 5090 and 2 monitors. You must be rich. You had to get me with a good laugh this morning. So I have a couple of gigabyte budget monitors. They are the budget ones. How are you liking them? It all depends on the type of monitor that everyone has. It seems that IPS has become pretty much the more standard, if anything. OLED is slowly going to become the new standard. As you see, OLED's like pretty much in everything as it is now. So just imagine. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to, and Ella says, I used to be rich after buying my, yeah, it's quite the investment when you have to purchase PC components now. I mean, it's bad. It's like everyone is struggling right now. You start to question, like, is it really worth going through this? And to be honest, like you could even see the difference in numbers. Like on the videos, like when people watch the videos on YouTube, you could see like how it's like slowly kind of like going down. Like you could see like pretty much like not as many people are watching because of just how expensive everything is now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to restart this PC. And I'm going to set. I'm going to pretty much unlock everything the way it is, like pretty much the stock settings. So I'm gonna go and put the stock settings on, and I'm only going to enable Expo. And I'll enable Expo at 6400 megahertz. How's that sound? And that way you can see a little difference in the numbers. Yes. So now you know, like if you want to own a franchise and you want to get a chance to own one, you look for micro centers. Micro centers are a great way to go. Shoner says he has the G27Q. That's a very popular monitor, by the way. They're nothing special. Yes. In fact, I think Wasabi in here, matter of fact, had a G27Q originally for a monitor or display. There's quite a few people I know that actually have it. It's a very popular model from Gigabyte, to be honest. So let me go back here. I'm going to restart it and go into the BIOS. Now the fun part is trying to get to the BIOS. No, unfortunately, OBS won't share the BIOS part, but just a bit of patience here. I think I missed it. Don't you hate when that happens? It really is. Absolutely. Computer hardware has just been consistently getting more expensive. It's just, yeah, of course, I missed it. I missed the BIOS, guys. This just the consistent hitting the F2 button. You know what I mean? computer is hardware is really, yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty much expensive everywhere. Everywhere it's going up tremendously. I mean, if you take a look at SSD prices, which we'll definitely take a look at if you guys want to throw up. There we go. Now we're in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the stock settings now. I'm going to pretty much go down, save my current profile. And then I'm going to load it. And let's take a look here. I'm going to save it. Okay, yes. SVM enabled. Okay. Yeah, that looks good. All right, good. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to run a test into Cyberpunk once again and see how well it works. Best support is Amazon. I tried all. Amazon's an interesting place, I gotta say. People have been getting there has been some really advanced fraud that has been going on Amazon. I don't know if you guys got to see that, but it's been pretty bad. I mean, it's rough. Like, there's been, people have been ordering like 5090s, and it's gotten so advanced to the point where they actually etch the 5090 on there. And it looks like an official 5090 card. but it's getting a lot more intricate when it comes to fraud, and they would have had no idea that it wasn't a 5090 until they actually loaded it up onto a PC where it's in the actual GPU info. So let's see. All right. I do gotta say, I do love this case. It's pretty dope. So if Wasabi's listening in and you're thinking of it, definitely go for it. So Shawner, if you're going to get a monitor, there's actually quite a few I recommend. I know Southstar will definitely recommend you the LG Ultra Wide. I do have news on that. I heard that it's actually going to end up dropping in June. So for those who are looking for that, I think it's specifically the 45-inch model. I think the 39-inch model comes out sooner, I think in May 9th, right? But they are dropping, and but those are OLED models, 5K 2K monitors if that is what you would like. Definitely one of the top tier monitors out there. Of course, if you have the money to spend, you could definitely go get it. It's about $1,700, so it's definitely a lot more expensive. But if you're trying to save a little bit more, you're trying to get more of a budget 4K monitor, the Strix, I believe it's the Strix 279, I think it's called. It's a very good deal. It goes at I think it's 180 hertz at 4K, but it's not OLED. So if you don't mind that it doesn't have OLED and you only want to spend like say roughly about 370, I think it is, or $400 for that monitor, you can definitely go that route. And they do also have another alternative like the PG 27 QDM. That's also another great one if you want to go OLED but you don't want to spend a ton of money. So I had the MSI Trio 5090. It's great. So, all right. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna open up Cyberpunk and we're going to retest this. And let me get this open too. There we go. So once that's loaded up, you'll see the difference in numbers here. Now this is on the stock profile. And pretty soon I'll get once I finish up the test here, I'll start doing a lot more of the tests when it comes to actual gameplay, like when it comes to Pragmata. I'm sure a lot of guys definitely want to check that out. So do you know if Crimson does? Yes, it's still active. So if anybody wants to take advantage of that and that promotion to get Crimson Desert, it's still definitely around. So you could certainly do it. Yes, the Asus ROG Strix 1440p would absolutely do it. I'm hearing double, guys. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Why is there so many up? What the hell? I had like 3 windows up of Cyberpunk. There we go. Let's check OBS out. Okay, perfect. So these are the settings that we have right now. Okay, so these are all the current settings that we have for Cyberpunk 2077. And let me show you guys on the vertical format side. There we go. These are all the current settings that we do have. So this 1080p, no. This is going to be 1440. So we're testing in ultra wide resolution right now. So it's on AMD Fidelity, Super Resolution 4, and it does not, and it has, let me see, frame generation is off and texture quality is high, and we do have ray tracing on, but it's only set on high. So we're gonna go ahead and get this test started, so you can see quite the difference in numbers here. Now these are just stock settings. This is strictly just with Expo on. PBO is disabled still. Of course, I'm going to test with PBO on it as well to see how well it runs. Of course, I haven't quite tuned it just quite yet, just to see how far you can push a 9950 X3D2. But this is more than likely not going to be an ideal gaming chip for like a lot of people. Sure, the scheduling has improved, but this is actually my first time testing it gaming wise, seeing it on stock settings. But so far, it seems like it's pretty much holding at the same level. And this is what's SMT set at auto, so hyper-threading is on. Works better on multiple games than singles. I wish it was this all day. Man, I was so exhausted yesterday. Like, I couldn't even finish doing all the testing here. But this is how it's looking, you know. So this is how it's looking, guys. Now, for you got guys on mobile, I know it's quite the screen to see. Maybe it's better to put it kind of like this. But that is how it's looking. And this is through Cyberpunk testing. And now we have about 7955. So now, of course, if you have any questions when it comes to PC hardware, you're thinking of doing a PC build, you can certainly feel free to ask. Let me know if you have any questions. If you're thinking about going out to build a PC, if you're thinking of a 9950 X3D2, certainly let me know. Would love to know the reasons why. So far, it has about 79.65. Now, if you go to the hardware monitor side here, it looks like the numbers that we're getting is the standard on average is about 1450. So we're getting about 1450 megahertz. Will you be doing a review for the ROG, the new Strix X870? Yeah, that's a great question. If I can get my hands on the board, it seems like it's been a bit difficult to work with them as of now. But yes, if I get it in, I will certainly be happy to review it and take a look at it. I am hyped for it though. I think it's a great product that Asus is coming out with. The Glacier, I think, is also a great motherboard that they are releasing. So Bob Barkinson says, "What is my thoughts on the Windows K2 project? If they do it well, I think they can do. They can definitely sway a lot more people that are interested into gaming on PC towards that direction. I think they're going to simplify a bit more for people that are not familiar with Windows as it is. And they'll probably have multiple layouts, like probably like more of a gaming layout, plus like the regular standard Windows layout that most of us at least are used to. And this is going to pretty much bring in more of those people that are used to gaming on Xbox. They're going to be used to more simplified layout of to where they can just worry about the games. I hope that they do well with it, but I just hope that they don't end up surprising us with unnecessary add-ons that we don't need, especially for something like like we don't want to have, say, Xbox AI into it. Where as long as if they don't throw in any unnecessary software, I think it would do great. So, and Ellis says, I did a 9950 X3D build in February. If X3D2 existed, I would have bought it instead, but I'm obviously not going to upgrade. Yeah, especially if you already have the 9950 X3D. It won't be really that much of a leap over if you choose to go this route. I just hope they don't strip out Copilot and stop requiring. Yes, I hope so too. It's pretty annoying. Like when I had this PC pretty much all put together, I got pretty annoyed when I saw Copilot and Microsoft Teams comes up automatically because obviously that's definitely not going to be something that everybody is going to look for here. So let's go ahead. So we did this test. We took a look at it with the 9950 X3D2. We got about roughly about 79.65 frames. This is also with a 7950 X3D2. I mean, that's not 79. I'm thinking this is also with the 9070 XT with with the 9950 X3D2. So will MSI drop stuff soon? It's almost yes they will. MSI will definitely drop stuff soon. Be on the lookout for it. They have a lot of great tech coming out. They have this awesome case. Um, I can't wait to see. They're gonna reveal so much in so little time. It's gonna make everyone want to get MSI products once they drop it out. So let's see. We're going to go into Cinebench. So just to give you guys an idea of how it looks. And I'll just run a 10-minute stress test. You got a 5600X and a 9060 XT. It depends on what type of games that you play, Cydia. It just depends on what you're into. So we're going to do a 10-minute throttle test. We're going to do multiple cores. So we'll run that. And let me switch over the screen so you guys can definitely check this out. Let me shrink this down some. Seems hardware monitor don't want to pop up now. Let me see. Do I got it up? There we go. Reset that clock. I'll get back to that. All right, I'll figure that out in a bit. So if you game in HD, you should be good in about 2 more years. Yeah, I believe that is the case. And everyone that is upgrading, build 2 PCs, save what you have, and stream and edit. That's definitely a bit more efficient if you could do it that way. Have one focus onto streaming, one for editing, if that is what you are into. If you're a streamer, you can always have a PC that's built just strictly for gaming. Now you don't have to spend a ton of money, obviously, on a gaming PC. It doesn't require a ton of money if you want to game smoothly. You could easily get a 9070 XT just like this PC build, but you don't obviously have to pick out the 9950 X3D2. This would be great for those who are more into 3D animation and things like if you're into like using say DaVinci Resolve or like you're into Adobe Animation. I think it would be great in that sense because of all the 3D V cache that you have. Now I still have to do testing on to see how well the CCDs work, and it's going to be very interesting, I think, to see how it's going to work out compared to other processors for those who are especially thinking of going that route. But so while that's testing, we can switch over to something else. We'll switch over to Micro Center here. Let me see. Let's go take a look at Micro Center. AI 3D green screen is about to get you know what's crazy, guys? The fact that I don't know if you guys got to see this or not. I think it's pretty wild. Disney, they actually let go they let go about 90% of their crew, their visual crew when it comes to creating like Marvel's like Avengers. They actually released a lot of their visual crew, and I think what they're planning is to replace them practically with AI. So that just shows you how quick a company can truly drop you and say, "Hey, like, I know you did great with us when it came to a Marvel's Avengers Endgame, but it's going to be a lot more cheaper for us if we if we could just use AI instead." And Ellis says, "I work in film and we use AI a lot. Rotoscoping and keying is done with AI now. Green screens are going away." I can see that. I can 100% see that. So let's see. So right now we're here at Micro Center. So we're going to take a look at some of the items that they currently do have. Now, of course, here's a 5070. Usually I don't recommend 5070s to go for because, again, when it comes to them, you're limited to 12 gigabytes of VRAM, and you can see how full it gets when it comes to this. Because even when I use the 9070 XT and I'm in Cyberpunk, it's already like taking about 11 and a half gigabytes. So it's not that much further. If you wanted to really push that GPU, it could easily surpass that 12 gigabytes. So I would highly suggest for if anybody is to build a PC, you want to make sure that you get something that's over 12 gigabytes at the minimum. So I'm debating to get a simple CPU or GPU upgrade. Is it worth waiting for AM? Well, AM5's here. I think you mean AM6, am I correct? So the green screen is what it's called. I'm not sure what it's word or right, but this is sure new. The green? I don't think so. I think it gotta be. The green screen's been around for a long time. So I'm debating a simpler CPU or GPU up. So the answer to that, just if you're streaming and playing most games on 1440, but games like Battlefield 6 are unplayable while streaming, you do have two options here. Now, you can build another PC and just get a 9070 XT. More than likely, you'll probably end up pretty satisfied with it. Like, for example, if we take a look here and we go to PC parts and you go over to GPUs, and let's go over to the RTX, not RTX, but the RX 9000 series. Let's see if we can get a decent one. We're going to look at the lowest price. Obviously, we're not going for 9060 XT. 9060 XT can be done, but again, you're still going to pretty much battle through a lot of issues when it comes to streaming and gaming. You want something to play flawlessly, I would suggest something a bit more like a 9070 XT. Don't go for the standard 9070, but the 9070 XT specifically. Now, here goes one. You have the AMD Radeon RX 9070 XT Challenger. A great choice. It's under $700. It's $689. Oh, I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will, gas out. So, this is definitely something to take a look at if you're thinking of building like a gaming streaming type of setup. And when it comes to the processor side here, if you were to pick something out and you want to go AM5, you could get something like even just like as say a 9700X to start off with. I think a lot of people would be satisfied with the 9700X. Still a great processor, and you don't have to spend a ton of money on it. As this is definitely built more for those on the creative side. That's why I kind of push more of a 9700X than the X3Ds. X3Ds are great. But unless you're trying to go and push like for the maxed out X3D, like a 9950 X3D, then it would be a bit more beneficial for those who are using it for some sort of production use. The standard X's are actually a bit better for those who do want to use a bit of both. What's up, Z-Man? Great to see you. Welcome in. Yeah, so right now we're just in the middle of the chat. We're just discussing about the 9700X that he can get. For example, you can get this kit B650 9700X, a G-Skill Flare X5 32 gigabyte kits, and then you just combine it with a GPU like a 9070 XT. That would probably be the best way to do so. Think that would be a great combination for you. So you want the best white Intel board I want for my next. Awesome. If you go for it, go. What's your idea? The MSI is it? Because MSI, I believe, premiered actually a new whiteboard. I think it was Tomahawk. I think they have a Tomahawk version, if I'm not mistaken. Or no, you know what? I'm sorry, I'm thinking of ASRock. ASRock also premiered their Tai Chi version, where it's actually a whiteboard. I know Tomahawk, I believe, has a white version as well, if I'm not mistaken. But if you are choosing to go ahead and do a build, this would be a great option. Now, if you want an all-in-one machine, you want it to steam, and you want to be able to stream in-game, this would be it. Now, if you're just strictly just going off of gaming, you're building a separate PC just for gaming, you can easily get away with something like a 7500 X3D, which Microsoft has them exclusively. Again, $300 for the motherboard, RAM, and the CPU itself. And then all you have to do is really pick out the GPU, and you'd be pretty much solid. You would be pretty good with that selection there. Yes. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, so if you're able to do something like this, I think that would definitely be the best bet. Go for a AMD Ryzen 5 7500 X3D. Comes with 16 gigabytes of memory to start off with, and you got your processor, your motherboard, and all you need to do is pick out the right GPU. And the right GPU, if you're trying to save a bit of cash, again, there's nothing wrong with the 9070 XT. Definitely one way to go. Or if you really want a 50 series card, of course, you do have options. Now, I'm not saying go ahead and get something like this because obviously this is really expensive for a lot of people out there. $3,300 is not easy to spend on a GPU, but they do have other options where you can choose to get like a, if we were to pick the 5070 Ti variants, the 5070 Ti wise, you have Zotac, you have Asus's Prime, you have gigabytes, of course, overclocked gaming card for that's only 1,000, which is a great option to go with. Now, this is the short form factor, and of course, they do have the standard size. Now, these are great options to go with. Now, of course, one, if you really care about the RGBs, the one obviously doesn't have it. Of course, it's not necessary if you really care for that or not, but they're definitely worth picking. So 9700X and 9070 XT is worth look absolutely. So show the trio. Yeah, sure. Let me see if they even have it in stock. It seems like it's been a while since I've seen it. Let's go ahead and take a look. MSI. No. They don't even have it in stock. They only got the shadows. That's it seems that Trio and Supreme and any other type of MSI card have been really tough to get at Micro Centers. But if you are looking for one, I'm pretty sure Newegg, they have a bit more availability when it comes to something like that. Oh, nice. Has Amir show us. Puts 16 gigabytes of RAM as baseline. Thank gosh. This is exactly what they need to do. This is the kind of problems that we do run into when it comes to into gaming. Is more utilization, proper utilization. So he's saying that Microsoft now is also moving a guide that only about 32 gigabytes of RAM is not going to be like the standard, but they're going to try to optimize it more for 16 gigabytes. So now Microsoft lists the 16 gigabytes as the baseline for Windows 11 gaming PCs, while 32 gigabytes is described as the safer upgrade. Of course, that's obvious. We all figured that one day that it was going to be that way. We were even saying that 64 gigabytes was going to be the new standard, but that was prior to this whole RAM debacle with the RAM increasing. So I'm glad Mir shared this with us. That's awesome. Thank you for sharing this because this is going to be great for anybody. And this actually proves the point that if you get a 7500 X3D build kit from Micro Center, you can actually save yourself money. And that 16 gigabytes is going to be pretty much the standard RAM kit that you're going to get if you are looking to game. Now, it also recommends that, of course, using SSDs, that's definitely important. when you want to be able to game. Of course, it's not going to be. I think Microsoft on K2, they're going to focus a bit more on something that was called, what was it called? It's going to focus a bit more on performance on the SSD instead of the actual drives, because that's something that they've always been trying to implement, but it's something that they have not quite pulled off. No, I have not. How is it? Have you got to try it? I could probably update it on this PC right behind me to see, to kind of experiment with it to see how it is. But of course, I would like to definitely try it out on something a bit more proven. And but yeah, definitely would be a great test to actually check out. But how if anyone has tried it, if you tried the new Xbox game mode, let me know. I am curious. Has anybody tried? I'm going to throw out a poll for everyone out here. Has anybody got to try the new Xbox game mode? I think you have to tweak it to enable it. Oh, okay. Has anyone tried Xbox game mode? So if anybody's on their PC now, if you don't know, you can actually hit Windows G. Windows G would actually automatically pop up. It would give you a notification like of your Xbox mode practically. So I wonder if that's completely changed around. Yes, at right now I'm technically running 2, but I can run the third. The third, I have the Intel one hooked up. But if you guys are curious, we're gonna revert back real quick to the Cinebench numbers. And this is unlocked. So these are the type of numbers that we're getting from the 9950 XTRD2. And these are stock numbers here. These are, let me see what it is. It's at 9,133. And of course, this is without PBO. So it's only, you can see that it's only a slight difference, like a slight increase over the 285K. So that's not saying a lot. I know a lot of people out there are probably like, yeah, that's not that much for a of an improvement for a near $900 processor compared to something like the Intel 270K, as we've done benchmarks and you got to see the numbers. In fact, I think it benched higher than the 9950 XTRD2, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was a bit more onto the 9400 range. And I think we were able to push it up even further. Again, there's still a lot of testing to do. I still have to check PBO to see how well that ends up working with it. So going back over here, guys. So going back to the browsing side, if you guys, so it seems like not a lot of people has tried it. So far, nobody has got to try Xbox game mode. In order to vote in a poll, if you're curious, you just put 1 or 2. So you put 1 or 2 to put your vote into the poll. If you got to try the new Xbox mode. So here's a really interesting part where they do share when it comes to video cards, is where it says that this does not mean 32 gigabytes is required for most games. Windows' latest comparison lists 16 gigabytes as the recommended memory capacity for Cyberpunk 2077, Starfield, Hogwarts Legacy, God of War Ragnarok, Elden Ring, Death Stranding 2 on the Beach, Diablo 4, and Red Dead Redemption 2, Tales of Arise, and Overwatch 2 remains below that level. So they're just notifying you that it still does exist as more of the standard side. So what if PS5 and Xbox can't run GT? I think they're going to make sure that it's going to be able to run GTA 6. They're optimizing for consoles as it is. I don't know how great it's going to look. Obviously, there's going to be people that are getting PS5 Pro just to get to try out GTA 6. So I'm curious about that too. Like if many people here are willing to get a console just to play GTA 6. And the crazy part is the only reason why I'm keeping my PS5 is for that reason. In a way, it's better if it don't hate to say that. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw out another poll for you guys. And do you have a console? Because I'm curious how many PC owners out there actually own a console. And if you do, is the main reason why you have it because of GTA 6. So you can feel free to put a vote into the poll and let me know what if you have a console, because I don't think a lot of people are going to be patient and really wait for GTA 6 to end up releasing on PC. I think that's the biggest problem, is that GTA 6, eh, after all this time, you would think Take Two would say, like, let's produce it for PC, especially because you have, especially because you have the ability right now, especially that you have the ability to take advantage of things like mods. One of the biggest mods that was taken advantage of, and what most people loved about GTA 5, was that you can be able to go into first person mode and be able to actually enjoy the game in that sense. So I think so. Most people, I believe, have a console because they want to play GTA 6. So I do think Pro would be better, so I may get one. Pro's a very sketchy console. It's it's a decent console, but it's not a crazy upgrade. Now, if you take a look, let's take a look at how much a PS5 Pro costs. We'll go on GameStop, because who doesn't love going on GameStop? uh, Good old GameStop, PS5 Pro. Let's take a look at how much it costs. So if you were to get a PS5 Pro, the console, it's $850, right? So it's $850 for the Pro console. And of course, it comes with a few upgrades in there. Now, the thing is, when you do buy this PS5 Pro, unfortunately, you're unable to, it doesn't come with a base. So if you want to be able to stand it up, you have to actually buy a vertical base for the PS5 Pro. I have the 2020 PS5 Camp Out series, so it's kind of higher. Yeah. Oh, really? The funny thing is, I have the original PS5. I pre-ordered it and ended up getting that PS5. And it just sits there. It just sits there, and I never use it. So it just like kind of the only reason why I do have it, the only reason why I do have the PS5 is strictly because of GTA 6. If it wasn't for that, I probably would have got rid of it a long time ago. In fact, the funny thing is that GameStop was actually doing this deal where if you were to get the PS5 Pro and you were to trade it in, that they would be willing to give you $420 if you had the standard PS5. And that was, I think, on 420. So ironically, they said you can trade it in for that. What's up, Ernesto? Great to see you. Great to see you here. Amir says, I am looking forward to, yes, I think they're going to be interesting titles. Egyptian, what's going on? Great to see you. Great to see you guys come in. See the whole squad come in. Yeah, so yes, happy Saturday. Happy Saturday to everyone. Hopefully you guys are having a great Saturday start at least. So let's switch back over to this test here. I'm going to go do a single thread test to see how it looks. Let's see if we can get, there we go. That's what we want up. So these are the numbers currently for the 9950 X3 D2. It's currently running. And I know for the vertical side, it's probably a little bit tough. Let's see. But we'll switch back to that. We're just going to run a single core test. This is stock settings with Expo. So oh, nice. Load It is a solid website, guys. Like if you want to get some keys, like for in gaming, that's definitely the way to go. Doing inventory this morning, started work at 2 a.m. Oh man, so it's good money. Oh, absolutely. Got to take advantage of it. So Amir wants to share this with everybody out there that does want to try, wants to play some 007. Man, but there's nothing like 007 games, though, I gotta say. So here it is on Loaded. It's already $60.99. Actually, Pragmata. I gotta get this game too because I heard a lot of good things about it. So I definitely want to get my hands on this too. Once we start testing here. So here it is. I'll load it, and Amir wants to share this with everybody out here. Is First Light is a great game. So we're gonna try, of course, some Pragmata, one between the 9950 X3D2 and on the Intel system to see how they fare. Now the Intel system has the 5070 Ti, as the AMD system has the 9070 XT. Now, a lot of people more than likely will be satisfied with the 9070 XT. I still think it's a great system, especially for those who are getting into PC gaming. Yes, absolutely. Oh, what happened, Egyptian? What happened with your Saturday? Hopefully you got it, got everything straightened out here. Unk status. Yeah, that's what it seems like. Like anytime you see games like this. So what's going on, Egyptian? I know you've been doing a lot. I know you've been a busy, busy man. I already have a 3.85 GPA, so I have a good structure. Awesome. That is awesome to hear. I'm glad you're getting it together. You're almost through. It's almost the end of this season, not season, semester for you, right? Because do your semesters end in May? Is it? So I'll end that poll. So let me go switch over back. So I wanted to show you guys. Let's go on Newegg real quick because there was some interest about the MSI Trio, which is they're awesome GPUs. So if you take a look at this is also a great choice to go here. Now the MSI Trio, you could get for 19. So if you ever go on Newegg, just remember just to make sure to check that box up there where it says sold by Newegg. Because if you don't check that box, you're gonna get all the pretty much like scalpers and all kind of unnecessary pricing that you shouldn't be paying for this MSI RTX 5080 16 gigabytes should be priced at $1599. Pretty much the standard price as it is today when it comes to GPUs. So school ends on, yeah, so I figured. So you only have 20 days till your school ends. That's awesome. My semester ends this Sunday. Finish business. Ah, nice, nice. Man, yeah, good going, guys. You did great. I'm glad you guys finally got through the school year. ASU online. Nice. It certainly makes it a lot easier that you can do online courses. There was that time where you couldn't do certain courses unless you were there in the college. But now it seems like it's a lot more friendly to be able to go online to be able to do so. And let me go check here real quick, guys. Bring that down for the pricing. So I have my outside life with my friends, my basketball team, my job as my head. Yeah, that's what I mean, dude. You've been doing a lot. I remember when you said you were able to be able to take advantage of this situation where you were able to be part of, be the head game developer. But once that comes out, once you come out with your games, you gotta definitely let us know. Um, Justifies my PC parts purchases for school. Yes. Yes. Make sure to write. Exactly. You got to make sure to do it. So you got to listen to Ernesto, guys. You got to make sure to justify your PC parts. There's always a good reason for something. So dual monitors have the same features as the 321 Kirks, as crazy stupid good can add. Yeah, I feel a bit mixed about it. Tariq, what's up? Hi, just passing by, busy a bit. Hope to get. Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. Thank you. I always appreciate you stopping by, as always, Tariq. Yeah, but it seems like it's been crazy. Oh, and I gotta say, guys, you know what tomorrow is for everyone that is here, is that tomorrow is actually gonna be Jonah's birthday. So he's gonna be turning 14, guys. He's gonna be 14 years old. So we'll definitely wish him a happy birthday. I'll make sure to send you guys lots of pictures of Jonah here. So we're gonna make sure yeah, 14 years old. He's gonna be 14. Yeah, happy. So if you guys don't know who Jonah is, he's our mascot. He's actually the mascot of the channel, which is that dog that you see. And Jonah. Yeah, well, I am in Yeah, I know, I know. I mean, it all comes with age. Getting close to you. Oh, nice. They have an update on Helix. By Helix, I heard rumors that Helix is also going to be focused by ASUS and MSI and other manufacturers are going to be working on this Project Helix. So my main thing is that hyper realistic games, kind of like body cams or racers like FH, or open world like GTA 6, is just insanely good graphics. Yeah, that's what they mainly sell when it comes to those games. So the brief on what Amir just let us know here is that about the update for Project Helix. So let's see if they mention it here. I think it is a bit interesting how they're going to put together this project. And if you guys don't know, Helix is pretty much already announced that it's going to be like around $1,100 to $1,200. So that just gives you an idea how expensive consoles are going to be. I don't know if PS6 is going to attempt to reach those type of levels, but it's almost like PS6 is going to end up being like more the budget side of things. So think I'll stick with my PC and Xbox Series X. Yeah, sure. Feel free to ask. So Asher Sharma took over as new chief executive. So let's see, game dev update. So this is good for anyone that is like pretty much as a game developer. Egyptian, they might be looking for you. But anyway, this is good for anyone that is into game development, where you want to develop games for pretty much the new upcoming Xbox or Project Helix. And it says our goal is to make easier for you to stay informed, connect the dots, and understand the changes as your day to day as a developer. It's a way to keep the conversation going with the community as we continue building what is next together. So you'll have some good indications. I'm sure there's going to be people on there that's going to be curious. And here is a main feature, which is currently interesting right there, which is the next generation of DirectX, which would be on DirectX 13, if that's the case. So it's going to be quite the generational shift if that's the case. Project Helix will create new opportunities, build workflows, improve performance, and iterate more efficiently. So we can certainly see some changes coming up very soon. And if they're talking about it now, you can expect to see things come out later by the end of this year. So that wouldn't be a surprise. So monitor kind of makes it easy to read far away for older guys. You'll take your class. Yeah, I bet. My friend was calling me crazy because 2 days ago, a girl asked me out, but he said no. So I said, you should have said yes. But to be honest, I want to focus on myself, not someone else. Do you think? Absolutely. I think you made a right choice. You, anybody here, everybody here, and I can tell you, anybody with the experience can certainly tell you that you have plenty of time to worry about females. You have plenty of time. So there is no rush for that. He said, I'm crazy because she is the most famous girl. No, I think you did the right thing, to be honest. Sure, you can go out, but don't make it more serious than what it is. It's definitely way too early for that, especially in college. Way too early for that. Yes, yes, Ernesto will definitely tell you that. Way too early. Do not hurry up and get hitched either. That's something I can say too, because you want to enjoy your time. You certainly want to enjoy your time. Have your fun first. Again, there's plenty of time, even though it doesn't seem like there's a lot of time for that. There is. I can certainly tell you that there is. So, been married for 22 years together. Wow, man, that's definitely quite the milestone. Um, that is quite amazing, actually. So far, I've been about we're going into 9 years of marriage. I'm in the technically eighth year until about July. July would be our anniversary, pretty much. So I told him I'll rather get my life together and get a high pay. Smart moves. very smart. I'm glad that you are thinking ahead of yourself. Most people, it's not easy. It's definitely not easy, especially when you're young. It's easy, very, 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 very easy to get distracted. I want to celebrate my 25th anniversary. Yeah, you should do it. Definitely go, Ernesto. I actually had a buddy of mine. He just came back from Hawaii. Japan's also an awesome place to go. If you want to go to Japan, there's so much different areas that you can see in Japan. And depending what you're into, there's areas such as you can go south of, say, Okinawa. Okinawa is really nice if you want more of like kind of like beach vibe weather. And then if you want to go up north, like even like towards areas like Asahi are very nice areas. Did you hear that the 3060 restock will have 12 gigabytes of VRAM? I, I did hear something like that, and I feel like uh, it's pretty crazy how bad we've become when it comes to that. Because now it's almost okay. You have a 10th year anniversary, 10th year anniversary 5800 X3D, and then you have the 3060 restock with 12 gigabytes of VRAM. It's just wild. Only way to get a high paying job better is own a bit. I agree. If you own a business, it can certainly help you, especially if you're looking to, because you pretty much decide on how much you truly want to make. So I do agree. If you have your business, I think it's a great way of definitely making some extra income. Okay, so we're going to go switch over real quick. I'm going to switch over to the single core test. As you guys are probably curious about where it's looking. So on the single core test, it says that we have a number. It's still running, actually. It's actually still running. It's just trying to finish rendering. But as far as it is, it's about 675 points. So nothing crazy. They don't even have a compare. Oop, I apologize for that, guys. Um, uh, they don't even truly have a comparison chart for that. So, and ROG Forum ASUS announce HU Dim. Yes, this is a great announcement. And charge everything. Yes, yes, that is the key. You want to charge everything off as write-offs. It's important because technically there's so many things that do involve business anyway. It's just natural to put it as a write-off. So let's see. I made us sad again. Let's see. This is a great fact. In fact, not only a. Let me just first introduce this. So, ASUS says that they're going to allow HU Dim. Now, this is going to be great for a lot of people out there. And there's also JDEC that also is improving that and allowing that you can also use their RAM when it comes to AMD. And the main reason why they're doing that, not specifically for HU Dim, but for the JDEC part, is because that way you can use less expensive memory. You can use like the green type of PCB type of memory that you usually see, the typical stuff. It's much cheaper and it won't affect your gaming. So I apologize for that. Yeah, so, dude, 9700X, a B650 motherboard, and a 32 gigabyte kit of RAM for $550. Did we travel back in time? Yeah, I know. That's what it feels like. I know. That's insane. It's it's the best thing to do is if you're planning. Yes. Have you got to try it, Amir? Because I know you're like willing to dive in and get to mess with some of the early beta stuff. The pay can be anything from 2,000 USD and over 100K, depending on what they think about. Hopefully, yeah, I hope so. I hope you do well with that. This is certainly an advantage for anyone that is on an Intel system. Oh, did it really? I don't think so. I mean, we could take a look. Let's take a look at some deals, some bundle deals. AMD bundles. See where Threadripper is looking now. Because as we all know, Threadripper is like the top end. Now, again, Threadrippers are for those who are going to be taking advantage of its multi-core process. You don't need a Threadripper, especially for something like gaming. You 100% don't need it. But let's go. I got, oh, okay. Thanks, Egyptian, for stopping by as always. So let's go down here. So a Threadripper 7960X is about 4,800. Threadripper 9960X. It's still up there. It's still up there in price. 9970. That's what we're looking at. It's about the same, to be honest. 6,000. TFRX 50 SH board now to Kingston Fury Renegade 120. This is just insane. $6,000 for this kid. I'll see you around, guys. Out. Appreciate you stopping by. Don't you need 60? Yes. Yes, definitely. Especially if you put like something like at least like a 5090. Yeah, you can definitely take advantage of at 1600. Now the 9950 X3D2 is like a cheap version of the Threadripper. So if you're looking to build like a cheaper version, you can take full advantage of. Oh, you're staying. Oh, okay. I didn't know because I didn't see a tag him. That threw me off. So let me get this. So it's Threadripper 9970X Sage Pro WS Wi-Fi. So the Threadripper itself, let's see how much they're charging for that. Let's go down. The Threadripper itself, they don't list the pricing right there, but it's $2,200. So for this Threadripper, it's about $2,200. The trick is trying to get the memory for this thing. The memory is going to be just massively expensive. So if you were to try to get some RAM, some decent RAM, let's see. Let's try to manually pick out the RAM, see how much it is, just out of curiosity here. So we're going to go to computer memory, and then we're going to go over to DDR5 RAM. And then what we need is the minimum 6,000 megatransfers, right? Or megabytes per second. And then we're going to need, say, 128. 100. Let's try this out and see what we can find. Let's go down. This is 64. So if, say you get 2 kits of G-Skill, that's still, what, $1,700? About $1,700 for that kit? I would love to, but unfortunately my budget says no. I would love to at the moment. If I do, I will certainly let you guys know. I'll probably end up selling my original Threadripper. At least you know what? At least I have the 5080. I probably transferred the 5080 off of this and then put a different GPU into this. I probably keep the Noctua GPU for sure. Now let us. Oh, hey, if you guys want to, if you want to see that project, that definitely let me know. We could definitely do something like that for sure. Let me see. Let me see how it's done. Okay, sure. Once I figure it out, I'll calculate it. We can do it one step at a time and see if we could get some of the products from our vendors here. So, okay, we can definitely try that. Let's see. Let's see if we can, I'll call it, let's see if we can make this Threadripper happen here. So, let's see. Start a Q&A. Let me see. I'll figure it out. It would be quite interesting. It would definitely be quite interesting if this were to happen here. I think I would just have to tag it up here onto the top here. Okay. Create highlight, add stream member share. Yeah, I'll figure it out. They don't make it to It's I gotta check on how to do so. It was just on sale. That's crazy. Do you know when Prime Day? Yes, I do. Prime Day is actually going to be on July. So if anyone's waiting for Prime Day is on July. So if you guys are interested in waiting, I'll definitely let you guys know as soon as it happens. When Prime Day does happen, I'll let you guys know the best deals. And especially for those that are looking probably mostly for GPUs. And for those who are looking for the best pricing when it comes to, say, RAM or SSDs, because as we all know, it's really expensive. If you were trying to uh, attempt to try to get it now, it's just really tough to get a decent price on it unless you really search and go for bundles. Those are the two best ways in order to do so. Now, let me see. All right, so what I'm going to do here. Oh, okay. So let me see. Let me see if I can do this right. So right now, I'm just trying to figure out how to get this cool thing started here. Numbers only, startup false. Yeah, I don't see it here. Yeah, they don't make it easy to access here. I gotta go back to the main, I think, for that. I've heard that it's true that running 4.6 of DDR4 with Intel isn't problematic. Is that true? Yes, and the reason why is because it's you don't have to worry about like CCDs being used like when it comes to AMD side. So it's a little bit different. So you can take full advantage of that. That's why it's such a great idea if they did come out with this whole 52 cores without SMTs and without taking advantage of hyperthreading. So if they do come out with that, you can technically build a mini workstation, not spend a ton of money. Chris, you'll be forever be built with it. I wish it was forever. I mean, I even had this build for actually, going on to, what is it? Almost 6 years? It's 5 to 6 years I had this Threadripper build, but it's been solid, I gotta say. Um, Let me see. It's definitely been a solid build, like so to say, like when it comes to that. So, if anyone is ever thinking of going Threadripper route, it's definitely not a bad choice if you would be taking advantage of its purpose. Because if you're going to use it for like something like gaming or something, it won't end up being as good for that, unfortunately. Let's see. Oh, okay, okay. So I could do that. All right. So I'm just figuring out some stuff here. And latency, and I guess I can't. It's so weird how this is set up here. Gauge. Top chat. Oh, okay, okay. I see where it is. Never mind. So we can do it. So what I will do. Um, so this is going to be tough. Okay, um, so I'm going to set a goal for everyone here. So let's go. Would you like to see a Threadripper build? And whatever it is at the end, we'll see. So I'll set it for 30 minutes. And it would have to be. Let me see. Let me see. Five times. So this is going to be a continuation, guys. This whole, because there's no way it's going to be done in just a single stream. But I'll put it up there, and I'll call this part 1. So let's go ahead and try it. I'm curious to see how this turns out. All right, there you go. So if you guys are curious for that, there it is. So I learned a lot from, yes. So feel free, if you have any questions at all about PC builds, you certainly can feel free to ask. Right now, I was just thinking about putting together a Threadripper, and this was able to be done here. I'm gonna have to go into the Twitch side too here. So if you guys do want to see that, feel free, let me know. And we can certainly make it happen if you want to actually see this. So let's see. So I'm going to add Deagle. Okay, I'll do that later then. But yeah, it's up there. Of course, feel free to join the member side if you would like. Join in onto Discord, and we could definitely take a look into it and see if we can actually make this happen. So what I'd probably do is I would go for probably the 64, probably be actually better to just get a set. We don't have to try to max it out with 1 terabyte. Sure, it'd be nice, but what we would do is we would get 232 gigabyte, 4 it would have to be. So that would be roughly like what? So if we got 4 kits, right, at 380, that would be about 1,520. So it's still up there in price. The Kingston isn't that much further off. But of course, we will want to try to probably price out the best pricing RAM if this kit were to be put together when it comes to Threadripper. So, and if we get the AMD processor, of course, we can definitely take a look on deciding whether, so the way this works, Super Chat, yes. So the Super Chat helps the goal, so feel free to join in if you would like. So it seems like this is the way how it's done with on the YouTube side of things. So feel free to join in if you want to join in. I will certainly figure a better way to make the chart for everybody and see if we can actually make this happen, this whole Threadripper build, for those who are interested in seeing that come to life. Now, for those who are curious about the 9950X3D2, I will show you guys here. We'll go and check out how it's looking when it comes to the 9950X3D2. Now it's pushing at around 697. So we got 697 as the score. Now this is without PBO. Of course, the numbers you can definitely check out there. Now I'm going to reset the hardware monitor for everybody out there that wants to see the average number for it. So I'm going to run a multi-score test again. And let's go ahead and see what that looks like. So we'll go back to that in just a bit as we go ahead and continue to take a look here. So for anyone that's building a PC, the best way to build a PC is definitely go through and build a bundle, especially if you're new to building a PC and you don't have any hardware. This is certainly the best way to go. Now, of course, the RAM is expensive, but there's more than just RAM that you certainly do have to worry about. There's other factors you also have to be concerned, such as you will also have to be concerned about things such as the SSD. So say you get a RAM kit, this one's not a bad one, 265K. They have the 270K plus bundles, which are awesome. For $600, you can get one. This actually comes with the Gigabyte Z890 Eagle Wi-Fi 7, and it comes with some Crucial RAM, which is actually decent. The Crucial RAM should be CL32, I hope it is. If not, that's not a big deal. Yeah, CL32. So this is actually a decent kit you can actually put together when it comes to Intel. So that's like $600. So do you know if hardware monitor is yes, it was just a single file that was in there, a kernel. Just Yes. So you have to download specifically. Just open and extract only the hardware monitor execution file. That's it. Everything else, do not touch. Don't touch. Don't if you're concerned about it. Because last time it was a kernel. I can't remember what the name of the kernel was, but it was or DLL file that was in there. Um, do not touch that file. But it should be pretty much clear now. They said that they removed it within like pretty much the same day. So it may give you false readings, but if you are concerned about that, definitely check that out. It should be okay though. It should be okay. I wouldn't worry about it as much now. So going back over to the like if you're looking for an SSD, drives and storage are definitely pushing a bit more onto the higher pricing side of things here. So if you take a look at the higher pricing here, um, it's quite insane. Like you take a look at the solid state drive, you're pushing at least $780, $680 just for 2 TB of drive of the drive. Yeah, it was a DLL file, but the total virus total still shows a Trojan in the official zip file. Oh, okay. What you can do is what you can do is extract the one file, which is just the execution file. Do not touch any of the other files. And then rescan it. Now, personally for me, I don't use hardware monitor. I like to use hardware info, actually. It's called the HW Info 64. Now, HW Info 64 is also a great option to go. Now, that's the one I've been always using. So if you are nervous and you're worried about that file, don't open it and then just go HW Info 64. And that's what I'm actually using in this in this multi-core test right now when it comes to Cinebench, as you see here. So that you can definitely download that. It's still a great tool, and it's still compatible with most PCs out there as it is. So that's definitely an option for you. Hardware monitor is great, but hardware info is definitely just as good. So if you are purchasing a PC, you don't have to go PCI Express 5. Even though like some of the boards can require it, you can easily go with something like PCI Express 4, which is 2 TB and $289. Now, when it comes to Windows K2, the requirements are just practically as long as if you have an NVMe, you're pretty much good to go. So it doesn't say that you need PCI Express 5 to take full advantage of what's called direct storage. It just came to me what it's called, but direct storage is what they want to take advantage of when it comes to K2. Direct storage will take advantage of the speeds of the SSD to give you better gameplay, and I think this would help compensate for the issues that they have when it comes to the RAM factor. Hopefully it does. And I think DirectX 13, when they do come out with it, I think will end up being a lot more efficient in the sense where it's not going to be as required or as needed when it comes to gaming. But it should be a much more lighter OS, and hopefully they continue to work on that side of things. Hopefully Microsoft can truly keep it together, because at this point you have a lot of people that's willing to leave Windows to switch over to Linux because of it. You go to Linux and you're using only 4 GB for the pretty much the OS, and that's it. While compared to Windows, you're going to be using at least half. Thank you for the super chat. Guess out. We'll be test junking on other things. So far we got $5 for the build, guys. So thanks again, gas out. So far we got $5 for the build so far. So if you guys are interested, we got quite a bit to go. So if you want to see this happen, just keep pushing the super chat as we were discussing to go ahead and do this Threadripper build. I'm sure many of you are certainly curious about, which is going to be right here. We're going to check it out. It's only going to be in the AMD bundles, and we're going to attempt to build Shimada's Peak, which is this one right here, the Threadripper 9970X. And it's going to be quite the beast, and this is what we're aiming to build. Again, what I will do is I'll attempt to work on getting a Threadripper board, and I will also attempt on, of course, for us getting this whole Threadripper processor. The trick is getting enough RAM in order for this to make this work. And then as we will use the RTX 5080 that we have, the Noctua version, we'll put that into the Threadripper build. We'll attempt to maybe put MSI's power supply, the 1600 watt, or Corsair's new 1600 watt power supply case. We'll figure all that out once we pretty much iron out the details for this Threadripper build, if this is the path that we all go here. So for anyone that's gaming, again, you don't need this. You do not need this. This is more for those who are looking for rigs that are going to be for use of, say, graphic design, or if you're use it for heavy editing, video editing, this would be certainly the case to use it. If you're into things like some sort of effects, this would be something to use. It's certainly an advantage. I can't imagine what Zen 6 would certainly offer when it comes to that case. Well, if you're building a PC, definitely take a look at the bundles. If you don't have a Micro Center near you, that's fine. You have options. You do have Newegg, which is also a great option to go as well. So now if we go to Newegg and we take a look at some of the PC builds here, just look up a processor. Look up a processor that you would like a 9800 X3D, and they actually have very decent bundles, some very fair bundles. I didn't mean 3S, but you click here, and usually they'll give you some bundles, and this one they don't. They don't have any current bundles. That's a surprise. Let me see, but I can tell you for sure the 270K Plus has it. 270K Plus. Oh yeah, I'm sure. Thanks. There it is. Amir found the rumor. That's it. About the RTX 3060 coming to life here. So if you're looking to build a PC 270K plus, ready down $322, you can honestly do some great builds. Okay, so the combos are down here. They threw them down here. You get Carbon Wi-Fi plus a 270K plus. So if this is put together, it's only $562 for this wonderful bundle put together here. So if you guys are curious about the status of the 9950 X3D2 during benching, this is how it's looking as of now. You can see how much it's pushing. This is with the ASRock Phantom 360 cooler, and it is getting roughly about, let me see. It's hard for me to see on the actual screen. Let me see. I gotta actually turn around and see what it says. And right now we got about 9464. And it's pushing the tile. The maximum heat it got up to is 90 degrees Celsius. I believe the hottest this tile can get up to is about 95 degrees Celsius. So we got about, currently it's around 89. It's pushing 89. Now the fans are not on maximum use here, so it is really pushing. And it looks like the core clocks are as high as 50 and 56. So it is pushing. So if we attempt to put the fans, woo, it is hot actually. It's actually quite hot. So what we'll do, I'm going to hit this. And what I just did is that there's actually a switch on that PC, which is pretty awesome on the Scalix case, that you can actually up the speeds of the fans here. With the E-Page, let you right click. It should. I think it should. So let me switch back over here. But yeah, this is how this kit looks here. And I'm really curious about this. I think this is a great thing that Asus is doing here. Well, I think it just finished testing. Yes, it did. So now it's just cooling off vastly. Okay. So it just finished its test here. So if you guys are curious about the number that it pulled, so this is what we have. Well, zoom in. You want me to zoom in? Let me see. I think I should be able to. Let me see. Let me zoom in. Is it too small, the numbers? So I'm going to zoom in. Yes, there we go. So this is what we have. This is our results. So if you guys are curious about that, I know you guys are too. So I'll zoom in for you guys too. So this is how it's looking. And now if you go over to the other side here, this is how hard it's pushing for this processor here. All in the orange, I pretty much highlighted. They get decent numbers if you're curious about it. So it's roughly getting about, let me see, 100. Right now, the most it pushed the average at multi-core, now I set it for multi-core, is about 4,400. Down here, it says it's roughly about 83.8 as the average, and then 91. Like, you can see how like hard it pushed these tiles too. And CPU package power was pushing as high as about 203 on average and 203. Now this is all with the proper resets here. So if you guys were curious about the numbers in that sense. So this is the 9950X3D2, and you can see the numbers that it's currently pushing. Again, this isn't going to be just like a simple processor just for everyone to use here. But that's how the numbers are looking for it if you are curious about the 9950X3D2. And but again, there's also some great options out there for anybody that is looking to build a PC. You can easily go with something like a with something like this build where it's you have the 270K plus. I almost said 12900K because of the old numbers that just stick to me. But you do have these options. Again, let's go back AMD. I think if we do go back to AMD side, for those who are curious, I will bring up Amir's topic in a bit too, in fact, which is going to be about the whole, is running hot? Are those yes, absolutely. So if the fans aren't turned up all the way, I actually had it set on quiet mode because I wanted to see how cool it would continue. But yes, fans can play a complete factor. So I'm going to let it cool off for a second. And then we're going to, I'm going to rerun the test and just to see how the temperatures are looking then. So for those who are looking for a 9800X3D, just go down here and you're going to see the products related to the items. But yeah, look, actually they don't have any combos, unfortunately. Usually if they have a combination with something like the 9800X3D, it'll be down here, but it doesn't seem like it. Maybe they have some more combos. Let's try going up here to the front of it. Let's take a look here. Go to the, so here they have like these lists. You can easily go and take a look at Shell Shocker. Shell Shocker would probably be a good ideal place to look at to start off with. And while we're doing that, I do want to switch over to actually talk about what Amir is talking about here. So Amir brings up a very interesting topic, especially for those who are thinking of taking advantage of this, which is actually the custom tuning on the BIOS. It just shows you how complex it's truly getting when it comes to handhelds. Take a look at this. Let me switch over to this window here so I can share it with you guys. So as you see here, they released the Armory Crate SC226 and BIOS 317. Now the change log for the BIOS 317 lists optimized system performance. And the P-core and the E-core value adjustment mechanism in the BIOS settings. This obviously refers to Zen 5 and Zen 5C cores. So the BIOS updates arrives alongside with 2260, which also updates the LE audio, super wideband audio and stereo, and new apps entry points at game libraries and Xbox gamepad's cursor points. And it also has enhanced vibration options with control modes and game profiles. So the company lists improved fingerprint recognition, Definitely needed that for sure. Update also fixes several issues. ASUS has listed a ring LED problem. You know what though? The funny thing is, I believe my Xbox Ally X currently is it's on what do you call it? It is on Bazite. So I could definitely go back on this if you guys want to take a look at this. But it optimizes system performance, improve P-core and E-core value adjustment mechanism, and BIOS settings. Now, it does have the app tab and game library, Xbox gamepad cursor support, and haptic feedback response, fingerprint recognition accuracy, CPU performance tuning, system stability, eGPU compatibility. So a lot of decent fixes actually. So they even have an SPL setting not applied correctly in manual mode. They actually fixed it. So UI scaling issues at 900p. So this is all decent updates. And even system crash with controller emulation fixed a rare crash when using. Never really experienced it, but it's a good thing that they end up fixing that as well. Now, when you go to the shell shocker side, and you will look for some decent deals. Actually, here goes an SSD combo that they have. It's a 9100 with packaged with. Is this 1 TB? It just makes me really curious. Yeah, it's gotta be. It is. Let me see. Let me go further down here because they're not telling you anything. I know for a fact the 990 Evo Plus says 1 TB. Yeah, they're both 1 TB. So that just shows you how expensive it's gotten when it comes to it. So you can get a Samsung, you can get the combo, but you get 1 TB of each. That's rough. That is really. This has to be 2. Is it? Let me just double check this. Has to be 2. Yeah, 2 TB. So you get a 2 TB and you get a 1 TB card. Not card. You get 1 TB NVMe. So if you guys are looking forward to something like that, they do have something like this. But man, that is rough. This is really expensive. This is actually a decent deal. Getting the Corsair Nautilus 360 RS Liquid for $85. This is actually great for anyone that's looking for something that's a bit more stealthy. I know Anellis definitely prefers it a bit more. Oh, Pac-Man. I just saw you. I apologize for that. Pac-Man, yes. RAM is adjusting in price. It's getting better. It's all due time. All due time. So let me get back here. Let's see what else we got on the Shell Shocker deals. They got to have. See all deals. Let's see what other combos they have. 98-850X3Ds down. Oh, it comes with it. Here goes one. So this one, you get a free ASRock Pro Series 850-watt power supply with the CPU. And ASRock's power supplies are actually relatively really good. How is memory this expensive? All based on the promise of purchase? Yeah, pretty much. Memory is that expensive just because of how they promise with the contracts of purchasing memory. Unfortunately, that is the case as of now. We certainly do hope that we can get through this hurdle. And the thing is, it's supposed to become more efficient. And of course, there's a mix of people saying even though it's going to be a bit more efficient when it comes to the server side of things, when it comes to AI, it's just not going to be feasible for them to actually continue on doing this, just holding out the market like this. Otherwise, the new average, the new norm is just something that not everyone can certainly take. It's expensive. But also, this 9850X3D, it comes with 850-watt power supply. So it's definitely a deal for those who are looking for something like a bit like who are looking for something like a bit more closer to the 90 getting like a 9070 XT instead of getting something like a 50 series card, because otherwise it would be a bit easier to it would be a better bundle if that's the case, if it's at least 1,000 watts. But it's not bad. 850 watts is not bad. It's a great start for anyone that just wants to get a 9850X3D instead. Let's see. Now they do also have combo deals. This is something you want to look for, like this Asus Tough Gaming motherboard. They're trying to sell it for, you get $20 off of it, so that's a big advantage for those who are trying to bundle something together on Newegg to try to actually get this build to happen here. So that's definitely an option for those who are trying to build some sort of gaming rig. Now let me go back over here. Um, let's go back here on video cards because they have a lot of interesting information. That's the whole thing about the whole 12 gigabytes. I believe Chartard actually brought this up. NVIDIA bringing back the RTX 3060 and 12 gigabytes. It's just insane. That just shows you like how badly everything is priced to the point where it's forcing people to actually um, get something that's actually in prior generations. You never usually see this. Weenie, what's up? No, it's all right, man. Because I'm gonna still, I still got plenty of content that's coming. Uh, plenty of content that's still coming. And I do, oh, here it is. This is it, the tandem OLED. This is it. I do want to do a bit more streaming a bit later, but this is going to be exciting. The 45G X950B. That's the 45-inch OLED monitor. That's insane. With the 5K resolution. Just imagine this. 5K resolution. Is the contracts at this point, if it's based on a letter commitment? Yeah, I know. I know it's bad. Yeah. Yeah, at this point, it's looking bad. It's looking rough. Um, the crazy thing is, it's like they promise that they're gonna pay for these wafers, but they don't. They probably are not going to end up. I wouldn't be surprised by the end of the year if OpenAI ends up just like flipping up, or just turning on its stomach at that point, because it seems that the at its current rate, as fast as how they've grown, I don't think they're going to be able to afford to be able to keep their system going, because they want to evolve more than just RAM prices spiked again. The RAM prices are pretty much holding on the most part. The thing I would be concerned more is about the solid state drives. But with the OpenAI side, I feel that they're going to end up flipping on its stomach, and they're not going to really be able to afford itself. Eventually, it's going to cause an oversupply of RAM unless their other competitors take over, unless somebody takes over over OpenAI, which could really happen. I wouldn't be surprised if Google ends up trying to attempt to purchase OpenAI outright, because it definitely can certainly get to that point there. So I'm blind in my left eye, so I have 34. Yeah, this actually seems not bad. Isn't it open? The funny thing is, yeah. And they kind of like pretty much said that they're like that they that's what caused the whole issue of people wanting to go to Claude because of that. Going to OpenAI. I mean going to Claude because people were afraid to put their information in anymore, because they were afraid that it was gonna be pretty much all given to the government. But the truth is, no matter what you do, there's always going to be some sort of information that leaks into the government. And is that Dan? uh, Dan Cruz, yes, probably. So, fam, guys, I'm just about to go grab some breakfast. And then soon I'll definitely update you guys if I come up on a later stream. I'm thinking of doing another stream about probably later tonight. The guy with yeah, the guy with the yes, I got 96 gigabytes used. That's not bad. Yeah, definitely gonna go eat, guys. But if I go onto a later stream, I'm gonna consistently test this whole 9950 Extra D2. When I do, I'll keep you guys up to date. I'll let you know how it's looking. I want to make a video on it. If I don't have a chance to make a video on this, I'll definitely come out with something for you guys tomorrow for sure. But Tart says they fulfilled their own worst scenario by causing Google and Anthropic. Yeah. To lose efficiency. Yeah, it's pretty bad. But thank you guys for all coming in as always. I do appreciate all of you. Hopefully you enjoyed this stream. And make sure I'll keep up on Discord and pay attention to over onto the post. As if I stream later, I'll definitely let you guys know. As tomorrow's going to be. I know you did. I know you did. Oh, that's funny. So I thank Weenie especially for coming in. Chartard, Amir, Gas Out. I appreciate, of course, Ernesto, Wasabi, Havy. I appreciate all of you guys here. Cinda Grill, and Nellis. I gotta thank Nellis. Bob Barkinson. Yes, I appreciate all of you guys. And when I do come up with a upcoming stream, I will definitely let you guys know, especially on Discord. Make sure to join in if you guys haven't. Of course, feel free to join in. It's free for everybody. You can join in to Discord and get the latest updates. And as I also put up post as soon as if I'm going to do some sort of stream, especially later today. So have a great day. Thanks again, Z-Man. Thank you for also coming in as always. And I appreciate you all. And if I don't get to see you guys, have a awesome and beautiful weekend.